this module, I would like to talk to you a little bit about doing flower arranging in vessels or vases or pots that you might not think it's kind of easy, or you might think the only thing you could do in something like this was a planted arrangement. And there are techniques and there's items that you can use that will help you to do flower arrangements in a lot of different types of vases. So to do like a little long table arrangement for a dinner party, or just because you want to have it on your dining table, I use something like this. Now inside it already comes, when I buy it, it already comes with a little thing inside to hold the water, which is very handy. And this is where I would use chicken wire. I think chicken wire it's a very old-fashioned thing to use, and this was used, I think, a lot in floristry before we got Oasis, which is that green spongy foam. So for now, all you need to do is make your chicken wire into like a little sausage and place it into your trough. Now, if you want it to be a little bit more secure, you can put a little bit of tape across there just to stop that from flailing around. And this tape is just a really heavy duty, it's like duct tape that they use in plumbing and things, but it's just much thinner. It's green and you can hide it amongst the foliage, and it's really sticky, so you can use it for lots of things. A lot of the time when I cut my fingers, no plasters to hand, this is perfect. So there we have quite a nice secure bit of chicken wire, and you've got your water already in there, and don't worry about this bit because cover it up with the foliage. So then all the bits of foliage that we cut off from doing previous arrangements, we just cut them really short, and then you just poke them through. And the idea is to try and elongate it a little bit and get some movement and some flow. Some of them will stand up. Take them over the front like that. And then as you're seated at your table, from every angle that you look at it, there's something going on. And foliage like this buried eucalyptus is just brilliant because you get the beautiful green leaf, it's like a sage colour, and then you get these gorgeous berries. And then this is a foliage called pistache, and I love pistache just because it's got a slightly different green to it, and it splays out really nicely. When you cut, you've got little throngs each side, and when you poke them through, you just get a slightly different movement with all the foliages. And this way you can place the foliage wherever you want. And there's plenty of space, so you can use as much or as little foliage as you want, and the water in there will keep everything a lot fresher for a lot longer. So there you go, that's your start. So what I tend to like to do is get myself a base with foliage, get some kind of lovely coverage, and you could just do foliage. I mean, that to me just looks gorgeous. But I want to add some of these, which they're just so gorgeous. And these are clematis. So, and these ones are special ones that are designed to be very straight. The ones that you get in your garden tend to be kind of all over the place, and you can still use them, but these ones for this are just a little easier. And you can take the middle one out, and that means you can just use more of the stems, which means a little goes a long way. The idea with these arrangements is that you just build as you go along, and the chicken wire keeps everything standing up. So normally if you had a trough like that and you just filled it with water, the flowers would all be on one side. This way you can get different heights and play around with stems. The other thing is, when you are using chicken wire, it's a really good idea to try to make sure that your stems are as straight as possible. So if you do get little knobbly bits in your stem, you can cut them, just in case you need to keep pulling things in and out because you've put them maybe in the wrong place and you want to change where it goes. Because in the chicken wire, the knobbly bits will catch on the chicken wire, and you might pull something and then the whole lot comes out. So as you can see, you're just kind of building. You can place things exactly where you want them, and you start to build such a gorgeous, very natural, free-flowing arrangement that in a hand tie you might not get such a flowy, natural look as this when you first try it out, because I know when you're first starting out you tend to hold things a little bit tight and you lose some of the flow. This for me is the simplest way to make a beautiful arrangement, and if you've got a garden then you can just pop out, trim little bits off the tree. If you've got a particular beautiful plant in your garden, take a few bits off that and you can just bring your outdoors in, and it's just such a lovely way of doing it. These narcissi, oh my god, they just smell incredible. They're winter and spring, and obviously they're a bulb when they're grown, so you can actually grow these in your garden. You could use daffodils, exactly the same if that's what you've got. Hyacinths work really beautifully as well. All the bulbs that come in sort of Christmas time and in this right through to the spring just give you that freshness and the scent that I think we're all craving after autumn, because there's not a lot of scented flowers around in autumn, and once Christmas comes you get all the bulbs which bring with them all those fabulous aromas. And just having this on your kitchen table, dining room table, mantelpiece in your living room is going to just brighten up your day. And you know, when your friends come over and they say, wow, look at that, where did you get that from? You can say, I made it myself. So for me, that already is just stunning, and that's the kind of thing, you've got a lot of space, you've got a lot of movement, there's a lot of air in between all those flowers, and of course you can keep going. So we could add another bunch of narcissi. You can add, if you've made an arrangement before and you've taken these little bits off the side, you can add those in. Whatever colour suits the room that you're going to go for. I mean, this is a new favourite colour of mine. Again, carnation, absolutely stunning. And you'll see by just placing a carnation that has a stunning colour in the middle of that, just pop of colour, just gives it so much more. You could do things like the first wave would be a really lovely lunch or a brunch. Maybe you've got the girls coming over or guys coming over for brunch, and that would be fresh and really lunchy. And then you might have a dinner party a few days later in the evening, flowers still going fresh, and you just want to make it a little bit more nighttime. You can add some deep dark purple colours like this, and that would just give it much more of an evening feel. You can add some candles around that, which would just make it look good enough to put in the middle of your dining table. You could find some napkins that are the same colour as the darker one. There's all sorts of ways in which you can bring beauty onto your dining table. you.